And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from Braemar Arena. You're looking at the conclusion, the final game of the Edina Hornets and the Eden Prairie Eagles from the tradition Edina Holiday Classic. Along with Bart Archer, I'm Pete Wagner, as we will have a little bit of a special ceremony as the fans continue to file into their seats here. A nice contingency of Eden Prairie students are in the house. They've got a whole section filled up across the way there. So we'll see how this continues to fill up with the late arrivals. We'll see the... I'm sure we'll see the alumni get here about 9:40, as they like to do their thing,
yeah,
as we all know.
Fashionably late.
Absolutely, and there's a lot of them that will be here as well. But we also have a special presentation that we're going to bring forth. The teams will be coming out to the ice very shortly, and then we'll follow that up with their introductions, followed by a special presentation for Jeff Hodeling. He, of course, is the Braemar Arena employee. We've talked a lot about it this weekend, as you see the GoFundMe page on our page right here at the mnhockey.tv, as well as other areas you can find that. But Jeff was brutally attacked, unprovoked, in a deep coma, had serious brain injuries, and is recovering and dealing with that. No one's really certain where that's going to end, but there are a lot of medical bills and bills that the medical insurance, of course, won't pay, with ongoing rehabilitation efforts. Some days are good, some days are better, some days not so good. So let's try to keep his family, as our hockey family is so generous and great. Whether it's $1, $5, $10, or $20, $100, whatever you want to do, go ahead and donate to that. Let's show them that the MN Hockey TV and all of us are a family and that we care. It's not Eden Prairie hockey, it's not Edina hockey, it's hockey for all, and that's what Minnesota hockey's about. So we're glad to be a part of this tonight. We've got our original 6 T-shirts that we're going to be selling all year, with proceeds going to Jeff and Wishes and More. So we want to make sure that we get that out there to everybody, and we'll have a nice little setup before this game starts, and we'll take you through that with Pat Milan and much more, Bart. But when it comes to these two teams, they know each other well.
Well, indeed, Pete, and very eloquently stated, by the way. But the Hornets have a challenge in front of them. I think the focus on the Hornets is just their breakouts. If they're successful at getting out of their zone efficiently with possession, they may have some success. Edina, a good transition team, but Eden Prairie creates a lot of different challenges that most teams can't present, and that's depth at forward, depth at defense, and 2 good quality goaltenders. So Edina, I'm very comfortable saying that they're going to bring their best game today. They're going to make the sacrifices to make the plays. They're going to have to do that to have a greater chance of success. But it's not an easy task against this Eden Prairie Eagles team.
What do they do with a team that can shoot the puck? They go to the net. They've got such good skill up front. Ben Steves is as good as it gets, Bart. I mean, you know, this guy, all he does is waltz in. He has 8 goals on this young season for his team, as they've played in 6 games at 6-0.
Yeah, and the puck seems to like him. It seems to go out of his way to find him, and he's not shy with that. But him and John Middlestad and Riku Brown, really a formidable first line. Riku Brown is a big body that might be difficult to contain. I think Boltman has the strength, but Edina's not very long on size in the back line, so that might be a problem for him. But we'll see how that develops as the game goes on.
So the Hornets take to the ice right now. I think they've incrementally improved each and every game here at the Holiday Classic, and really through the season is, you know, I mean, they came into this thing at 2-3-1, right?
Yep.
Now they're 4-3-1, and, you know, people aren't, you know, they see the under 500 record here in Edina. It's like Notre Dame, who's struggling.
Well, I think Edina, I think they might be just victims of expectations. I mean, the bar is raised very high here at Edina, as you can see by all the banners hanging from the rafters. But this is a different edition that's finding their own identity, their own personality. But they played very, very well the last 2 games. I look for that to continue tonight. It's not going to be easy, but I think Edina's going to have a good showing tonight. Going to give Eden Prairie all that they can handle.
Featuring the Edina Hornets with a record of 4 wins and 3 losses, hosting the unbeaten and #1 ranked Eden Prairie.
Wow, Pat Milan just rolling off the red carpet. The unbeaten and #1 ranked Eden Prairie Eagles puffing their chests out. Lee Smith. Axel Rosenlund will get the nod. This is their 3rd sweater they're hauling out here.
Oh, I like it too.
Look at that Eagle. Holy smokes.
I kind of like these a little better than the other ones, to be honest with you, but they're both very nice.
Kai Stansberry and Luke Middlestead have been really good together back off that end line. They've been good.
Yep.
The very speedy John Middlestead races up, throws some snow. Very nice.
He didn't pull a Teddy Lagerbach, did he?
No, he didn't.
Number 8, Drew Holt. The head coach, Lee Smith. The assistants are Tom Curtis
Drew Holt will be one of the wingers.
and Eric Hartzell.
I didn't catch that other winger, Bart. Who do we have?
I
Is that
didn't
Pat
either.
Gelder?
Likely.
Loudon Hogue will get the nod and goal for the Edina Hornets here tonight.
He's playing very well. He's going to be called upon quite a bit tonight.
Jake Boltman is one of the defensemen.
Showing some energy.
Gunnar Johnson.
He's going to be vital to Edina's success
Boy,
tonight.
you talk about a calm presence back there. He's something else.
Yeah, very good.
Nate Stone will be joined by Johnny DeVoe up front. And Jackson Boris will round out the starting lineup.
He had a terrific game last night, a goal and 2 helpers. It's nice to see Jackson Boris on the score sheet. He's got oodles of talent.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the rest of the Edina varsity team, the junior varsity team, and members of the girls varsity team will join us on the ice for a special presentation.
We're going to leave this one down for Pat Milan now as he'll take us through this special presentation.
100 days since Thursday evening, August 29th, when Jeff Lutelling was attacked and brutally assaulted. He was rushed to Hennepin County Medical Center in a coma on life support with a traumatic brain injury. All of the bones in his face were fractured, and he suffered from brain bleeding and swelling. It took almost 3 months before he could return home, and when he was first discharged, his neurosurgeon said he would not walk or ever talk again, and he would need a feeding tube for the rest of his life. Jeff has fought very hard to prove the doctor wrong, and he continues to fight every day with his physical, occupational, and speech therapy. However, he's still battling with his ongoing medical issues. It will take 2 years to recover from a traumatic brain injury, and his medical bills will be close to $1 million after insurance to cover the outpatient therapy, speech, physical, and occupational therapy. We're still unsure whether he'll be able to return to work anytime soon or at all because of the residual effects of the injury. But it's going to be very hard to keep him away from Braemar. Jeff is a huge hockey fan, especially the Wild and, of course, the Hornets. He has so much respect for Kurt Giles and the hockey program, and hockey and the arena are a huge part of him. It's in his blood, and he continues to work every day to get back to them. Jeff has worked very hard to help our hockey family make their goals, and now it's time that we help him make his. Joining us tonight on the ice here by the penalty box is Jeff's fiancée, Cindy Castro. We know the fans of Eden Prairie and the fans here at Edina will help. There's a chance to donate in the lobby to his GoFundMe page. See the tables in the lobby for more information on how you can help. And we know that at Eden Prairie, like here at Edina, the rink workers do so much to help these games and these days and these teams succeed. And it goes by without us really noticing it until something happens. So tonight, on behalf of Edina High School, the boys and girls, the JV and the varsity teams, and the entire Edina Hockey Association, we want to give a big thank you, our sincerest thank you to all of the employees of Braemar and the rink employees throughout the state of Minnesota. They are our unsung heroes who show up every day and tirelessly make sure that Braemar and the other arenas are places that we can call our hockey homes. We know the effort they make. We know no matter how big or small, it really makes this a better place for all of us. And because of you, our kids know the simple pleasure of fresh ice, the thrill of the puck clanging on the pipes, the roar of the crowd that we'll hear tonight, the smell of fresh popcorn, sometimes even burnt popcorn, the flash of the scoreboard, and the resounding joy as we get to call out their names over the system here. Because of you, the kids learn to love the game, pursue their passion, and more importantly, they have a place and they stand through countless hours of practices, the victories, and the defeats. They are an essential part of our hockey family, and from the bottom of our hearts, we want to say you are simply the best, and we thank you for all that you do. All together now, let's say it. Let's play!
You kind of can't get a better guy to read that than Pat Milan.
Perfect.
Just absolutely crushed it.
Boy, it kind of puts things into perspective, doesn't it?
Well, it really does. And you pick a great night to do it when there's an audience to really understand that. And you think you got it tough, right?
Right.
You think it's so bad, and then you hear something like that, and you say, "Whoa!"
Little reality check on that one.
Yeah. So let's get to some hockey now. It's the Hornets and the Eagles. I mean, this is storied between these two teams. They've been going at it for years, and in this specific event, Edina has been really good against the Eden Prairie Eagles, Bart.
Well, in this game always promises to have a lot of intensity, but both very proud programs are not going to leave anything in the locker room. I know it's cliche, but very fitting in this situation. But we're just moments away from the drop of the puck. This is going to be a good one, P. Wagner.
Edina is 11-3 in their 14 games against the Eagles in the Holiday Classic. Eagles, as the #1 team and highly regarded, will probably be looking to make a bit of a statement here tonight against the Hornets, but we'll see what happens. A quick shot opening off the stick of Loudon Hogue as he makes a save. There's Stansberry off the boards. That's going to hit Stone on the way through. Borst now has help up the ice with Johnny DeVoe, and it's going to be played back in behind the net. Now it's going to be Boltman. We've seen him just progressively bring his game to another level here for the Hornets so far this year. Really high risk, high reward player. I mean, you don't have a lot of.
He's got some confidence.
It all works.
He's got some confidence going.
Played off a stick into the Edina zone. Now it's going to be handled by the Hornets. Emmett Wurst, that's off Overman. He finds Nolan Williams. Now Overman over to Wyatt Wurst. Check that. That is Emmett Wurst across the line as he muscled that one wide of the mark.
Here we go with that, huh?
Yeah, I know. There's Wyatt Wurst. I know. They started me right out of the chute with that one. Emmett Wurst throws the body up at the line. He'll head to the bench. And on the ice comes A.J. Dahl. It's a big, heavy line that Edina puts out there with Nolan Williams, Wurst, and Overman, and they created a ton of turnovers. Now Wyatt Wurst across the line, bounces one in on Rosenlund. Now Jimmy Clark chases. Dahl is there to center ice. It's going to be Henches over for Enriquez, who plays that one back in behind. Britton will take this one from the end boards. So he plays that around Henches, gets underneath the stick, and they're going to be forced to regroup back in their own zone. Now it's going to be Enriquez with it. He'll play this one back up across to the left wing side for Willie Johnson. Shovels that one. Henches outlets to the right wing side. Dahl gets hit, and now it's going to be Clark to play that one ahead. Henches now guides that over for Willie Johnson, just plays that one to center, and the Eagles will cut that off. Off the glove of Henches as he'll regroup in his own zone. From the right corner, he looks up ice. Long pass off the tape for Borst as he's checked on the play. Henches gathers back in, plays this one up to the right wing. Played back in by DeVoe, and back behind the net it goes. Stansberry bothered by Borst. Look at that little battle off the corner. And now here come the Eagles as they work it up the right wing side. Gunnar Johnson with the stick. Now across the line, it's Steves. Got to watch the stick there. If you're the Hornets, he can shoot it. Hogue with a nice stick save off to the right wing side, and now it's going to be back into center with Steves. He'll play that one back for Luke Middlestad up into the bench area and out of play. Our first whistle with 14:23 to go here in the first period.
Well, we're just about a minute and 2 minutes and a half into it, but pretty good pace so far. Edina with a pretty good showing. Eden Prairie obviously has the energy and the speed, but Edina doing a nice job of contesting and getting the puck out of danger zone, getting it out of their defensive zone, at least into the neutral zone. So obviously both teams came to play tonight.
Played back up into the center ice area. And it's going to be controlled and handled by the Eagles back in behind their net. That one's going to be deflected. And
Well,
we'll face that off inside Eden Prairie territory.
A little subtlety. Normally Boltman has teamed up with Williams, and it's Gunnar Johnson and Wyatt Worst. They kind of put Williams with Wyatt Worst, kind of let the experience kind of coddle the youngster along, even though he's been very effective and plays like a grizzled veteran. But I like the more the experience versus the youth balance on the Edina backliners. They're going to need everything tonight.
They've got some experience out here right now with this group, though, and they created so many troubles like that with the forecheck, but that's a nice breakout by the Eagles, clean and out of the zone. Across the line, John Middlestead wants to dangle. They find the man in front, bounding puck, Batchelder. Hogue sprawls, puck's loose. Oh, that's poked away there by Nolan Williams back into center. A good chance by the Eagles.
Wow, Langenbrunner all alone with the puck. I think it danced over his stick, but a break for Edina.
Puck at the line, sent in wide of the mark. Hogue, ooh, pushes that one. Wow.
Dude, that made me even nervous.
That was like a Steve Smith of the Edmonton Oilers circa 86 moment.
If I got nervous, I can only imagine what your emotions were.
Here comes Clark. He's good in open ice as he takes this one wide to the corner. He'll get cut off, though. The Eagles' defense is very good on their feet. Now it's going to be played back up at the center ice area. Across the line they go, sent in by John Middlestead. And now the forecheck from Riku Brown, who Bart Archer loves the game. There's a big hit, and he sends Wyatt Worst packing. Back out, knocked away there. Now here's Dahl off the glass. In front of the bench area it goes. And Dahl will try to force this one in front. And we have a whistle on the play. Penalty behind the play. Not for a cross check.
Well, it looks like it's going to go on Edina. And that's going to be Willie Johnson that's going to go to the box. 12:57 left in this first period. We're scoreless, but Eden Prairie, 30.4 power play. Edina can't take too many penalties tonight, but the penalty kill for the Hornets, 85.2. So two very formidable special teams going to go head-to-head right here.
Penalty has been assessed to Edina's number 16, Emmett Worst.
Oh, well. All right, I'll put my glasses back on. Emmett Worst. Sorry about that, Willie.
No, it's 18.
I thought so.
Yeah, no, it's Willie. There's a shot that's deflected wide. Pat needs to put his glasses on.
I'll go lend him mine.
Yeah, we'll go down that road.
Good.
Up high, it's John Middlestead. Steve's with it. This power play is explosive. Back up for Luke Middlestead. Watch out for Mason Langenbrunner. He can really dangle. He has great skill. He can move. There's a back door. What a save by Hogue. Oh, he sprawled the knee. He's got the blocker pad up and turned that one aside.
Confidence builder.
John Middlestead on it, turned away on the play. That by Morton. Back behind, down low for Steves it goes. Morton and Kavanaugh up front right now for the Hornets. Steves protects. He leaves this one off into the corner. And now it's going to be rung around the boards. Nice job by Nicholas Williams to clear the zone there as the Hornets will get a change wholesale on the unit. Now a minute remains in the penalty kill for Edina. Power play time for the Eagles, their first one of the game, with 11:51 to go in the period. Left wing across the line. Here comes Drew Holt. He accelerates and bumps the boards. Plays this back in behind. Langfells was there. Instead, it's Clark to find the opening and send that one in. Here comes A.J. Dahl screaming down the wing. Now Boltman might as well just let her rip as he chops that one toward the slot area. It's going to be turned back up the ice by Langfells with pace. At the line now, Busby turns away from the oncoming stick of the Hornets, Jimmy Clark. It's Batchelder to take over. Back up to the line. Stansberry looks for Holt. And there's Boltman to clear that one the length of the ice with 15 to go in the man advantage and 11:10 to go in the period. Eagles one last breakout with some space as they work this one across center with Busby. Busby's poke check there by Johnson, and that's chopped ahead by Stone and sent right back in. Edina at full strength right now as Johnson stays on for the breakout. Stone now plays this one across. Johnson heads across, and on comes DeVoe. Now it's Gunnar Johnson to take over for Boltman. Boltman, nice angled pass, steered in by Stone on goal, and it's going to be Rosenlund to hang out of that one.
Wow, it was a good kill by Edina. Willie Johnson was standing up the last minute. He couldn't wait to get back out on the ice, but his teammates picked him up as they should. Loudon-Hogue with an outstanding save during that during the man disadvantage. But Eden Prairie really possessed the puck quite well, and I think it was Langenbrunner that had the best chance on that other than that one. So Eden Prairie some good positive to build on it, but I think that advantage Edina on that penalty kill.
Well, I'd say advantage Hogue, especially with a couple of those saves.
Back
behind the net on the face-off win. Chance saved by Rosenlund. Watch how this one develops, Bart.
Well, and they just went right to the net. Little extracurriculars. This is one thing that we were going to look for after the whistle. But there you can see it, just working it around. But watch how he closes in right away, puts a shot right back up. And Rosenlund had the pillow down and protecting that post. Nice job by the Eden Prairie goaltender.
Well, that thing evolved quickly from off the face-off to the left boards. They just went almost D to D, but in the offensive zone, wing to wing.
Yep.
And then try to force it in on the short side. Nice setup there.
Anticipation by the Eden Prairie goaltender. 10:26 left in the first period. We're scoreless.
Back from center ice it goes. Here come the Eagles across the line. Wrister, that one off the glass and up and out of play.
Well, Boltman, nice recovery. He actually lost an edge by the blue line, got right back up and got back into his position. They went far side on that side, and it was Steves in his office, so to speak, high on top of the right circle, just let one rip off an Edina player, so faceoff's going to be to Loudon Hogue's right, but Steves got that puck in the area that he wanted, just misfired a little bit, but at least put a good shot on goal.
Jimmy Clark on the draw as he went in against Pergandy. This is their big, heavy line. The Luloff and Pergandy are not afraid to throw it around. Then you have the tempo of Shepard. He's bothered on the play by Clark. If I'm the Eagles, I like this matchup against the smaller sophomore freshman line of Edina where you can insert your will.
I don't disagree.
Langenbrunner now for Shepard. There's a check by Boltman, stopped him dead in his tracks. Now Clark plays the body off the corner. Stansberry's there. Clark up the right wing side. Now it's going to be Dahl from center. Gets that in, and the Hornets will change on the fly. Back in behind. They're going to set up with 9:25 to go in the scoreless first period. Nice poke check there by Wyatt Wurst. DeVoe looked ahead to Borst. That's chipped to the near boards, and it'll be the Eagles to play back in behind as it's going to be Hogue who sets up for Williams. Williams. That's DeVoe who couldn't get the line there. Nice pinch by the defense. Now it's Brown who's stopped. Stone is there. Off the boards. DeVoe to center. That'll roll into the Eden Prairie zone for an icing call, and we'll switch them up.
I think Johnny DeVoe got a little bit more on that than he wanted to, but he felt the pressure from the Eden Prairie backliner. Just wanted to chip it off the boards and then chase it down, but puck all the way down the ice, so face off to Loudon Hogue's right. 8:47 left in this first period. We're still scoreless.
Nice little crowd assembling in here. I see the Red Knights are here off their 4-1 stinging to Cretin-Durham Hall.
Yeah, the Red Knights will get there.
I'm certain they will. I mean, this is the same team as it was last year who put a ton of pucks in the net. So it's just a matter of just not gripping that stick as much and getting back to what you do.
Maybe guilty of their own expectations, too.
Emmett Wurst across the line. Didn't have much room, so he just one-hands it into the zone. Batted down by Williams as he sends that in. The Hornets will get the change, and back on they go with the Clark, Dahl, and Johnson line. That flutters back into the Edina territory. No ice on the play. Here's Gunnar Johnson now. Oh, that one went up out in front. Oh, just wide of the mark. As Batchelder did the old head bob on that one. He wanted it back. Dahl, left wing side, played off the boards, poked ahead. That's Steves. Good tempo to this hockey game so far. Now it's off the boards. Wyatt Wurst, poked at by Clark. And ahead it goes, picked up by Britton. Britton will play for John Mittelstadt, who turns back up ice. Whoa! How's she going? To the left wing side, there's John Mittelstadt there. Big body thrown off the end boards as the Eagles will fish. John Mittelstadt looks to the slot area. Couldn't quite get it there. And now it's poked ahead. Dahl's partially got a piece of that one, but not enough. It's batted down by John Mittelstadt. Now Dahl to the line. Oh, and that got underneath the stick there of Britton. As he'll turn this back up ice. Edina gets a partial change, and they get the forward unit out. Now it's going to be handled by the left winger. Boris took that from Boltman. Boltman will have to step up. Look out, they've got an angle there for Burgandy as he took that from Luloff. Stone with the hit. Now it's back from the corner. Jorgensen to the line. That one's blocked. Oh, that hurt. Now here's a long puck rolling into the Eden Prairie zone as it's Borst. He has a man to the net, and Johnny DeVoe. He has a trailer, and Stone in front. Oh, and I don't know if Rosenlund got a piece of that or not. Back through the neutral zone it goes. Up at the line. Great gaps there by this pair, Enriquez and Henches. Now it's going to be Langfels with it. Played back up into the neutral zone. Henches throws the leather on his man. That was Burgandy. And now it's to the left wing side. Borst with it. He looks up ice, finds his man Stone. Stone will play this one back down the line. There's a shot that's deflected wide of the mark. And now the Eagles transition back up ice. Great hockey here from Braemar Arena. Wyatt Wurst submarines his man. Now it's going to be handled and played by the left side by Enriquez back into the neutral zone. Eagles will fling this one right back in and go to work. Now it's going to be handled by Wyatt Wurst. He has some room now. He's got some help. Looked ahead for Overman. He had his cousin in the middle there even as well. Plenty of options out of the zone.
Well, as you said, great pace of this game, up and down the ice, skating their lanes. Everybody's doing things quite well. Stone did a nice job of actually getting the puck on Jackson Borst for a redirect on Axel Rosenlund, but just a little bit wide, and then Eden Prairie comes down with speed. So transition game is going to be paramount for both of these teams, but they're showing their skills tonight so far. 5:50 left in the scoreless first period. Good chances by both teams.
The tradition Edina Holiday Classic continues from Braemar Arena. The official kickoff, in my opinion, of the high school season. Then later this week, we've got the tradition in the park. 24 games, 16 teams, many of the top ones in all of high school hockey. It's really replaced the Schwann's Cup Gold Division, let's be honest. Now here comes Johnson back in across the line, and we'll have all the games for you. A smorgasbord. We'll have another viewer's guide we'll put out. You can't miss it. 5 minutes and 25 to go. Here come the Eagles back up across the line. Gunnar Johnson watches Steves. Now it's Middlestat to center. He's watched by Wurst, who got his hand in on him. He's going to get a holding call on that one. Take a look at this one in the neutral zone.
Yeah, whenever you're close in proximity to the player with the puck, you take your hand off your stick and put it on their jersey. They're likely going to call it, but Edina did a good job of killing off the first penalty earlier in this period, but again, the more opportunities you give this Eden Prairie Eagles squad, the greater chance you're going to have for success. But the challenge once again in front of Edina to get through this penalty kill. Great opportunity for Eden Prairie.
You know, that's a penalty that John Middlestat draws just for being John Middlestat, because he's so shifty and quick. Up high at the top of the line, there's a shot that's turned aside. That might have hit Langfels. They're posting him up down low now as the big man on this unit. A new look on the PK. I haven't seen him down there all tournament, have you?
No, but normally it's Riku Brown, who's a big body as well. Very difficult to move.
We'll probably see him next in about 34 seconds, as there's now 1 minute and 30 to go on the man advantage. 4:40 in the period, a scoreless tie. Turned over, Kavanaugh there. Now Langfels comes away with it. Langfels looks up ice, sends that in. That's going to be an icing call. The Hornets will take that all day long.
Well, that's not what Eden Prairie really wanted. Just a misfire and a pass all the way down gives Edina a chance to do a little bit of a reset. They're going to change their defensive pairings. But an offensive zone faceoff, it's going to be Kavanaugh on the draw with John Middlestat. But as you said, Middlestat, I see, and I'm not trying to compare, it's unfair to compare, but I see a lot of Casey in John with the quickness of the hands and feet and just how elusive he is. Very difficult for Edina to contain.
There's a lot of it, but he's also his own player in his own right. But
that's what I
definitely
wanted to qualify that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a wrist shot glove save. That was a tough one there for Hogue, as he had to look from his right to his left. They got the big fella Brown out there now. You can see him. Your guy.
Yeah, well,
he's my guy too.
Yeah, he's everybody's guy by the end of this tournament. But Steve's did a nice job, and those are the little subtle things that separate the good players from the great players. It's just he changed the angle, did a little drag, changed the angle, got a good shot on goal. Loudon Hogue made the save. But Steve's is a force to be reckoned with. Edina's done a pretty good job so far.
Off to the right wing side, it comes up to the line. Held on to by the Eagles. 56 to go in the penalty. Fanned on there by John Middlestat. Morton gets it cleared but not out, as that went right into Luke Middlestat.
That was a nice
in
step
front.
up by
Brown
Luke.
gets shivered. Stood up by Gunnar Johnson. And Brown just said, I'll take that. Out of the corner, and he does. Gives to Steves. Now it's Luke Middlestat. top of the right circle. Wrister off the glass as that one just missed the mark. Steves can get it off in a hurry and pick his mark. Now back up to the right point. Nice little juke there by John Middlestad as he plays that back door. Steves misses the mark, bounces off the end board. Steves comes away from the right dot, surveys and gives to John Middlestad. John Middlestad with it now with 14 to go in the penalty. He'll handle this one now. The quick shot that's blocked by Boltman. He felt that one right into the midsection. Might have taken it off the inside of the right arm. Have a nice bruise from there. Edina's now at full strength. Now there's Brown as Emmett Worst joins the defensive zone. And back into the near corner it goes. Brown runs into a check there, and that turns it over. And there's Boltman to make the move. He had to work his way through the referee and then cycles back to the corner. Up in front of the bench area it goes. Nice little play there. Subtle. Wrister, glove save, and a nice job there. Boltman takes his man down heavily.
I don't think that was intended.
Says hello.
And it was Shepard that went to the wall. He's up, no harm, no foul, but I don't think it was a malicious play by Boltman. It was just incidental. But still some words being exchanged. But I thought Gunnar Johnson did a really nice job on the penalty kill on Riku Brown. He went for the skates. If you're going to get the timber, you go right to the foundation. He interrupted and made him uncomfortable. But really some nice work by Edina on the penalty kill. They just have to stay out of the box. But Eden Prairie seems like they're playing very comfortably, very confident. When they do get the chance, it's Loudon Hogue that's really come up big for this Edina Hornet team so far. Stone gets thrown out, Borst in the draw.
Now it's Williams for Wyatt Worst. Gets underneath the stick of Stone and sent right back in by the Eagles. 2.5 to go. And a very impressive first period by these two teams. And Loudon Hogue is looking as though he may have the number of the Eagles as he's playing again a terrific game like he did in the state tournament against that edition. And now it's the Eagles back up ice as that flutters through. Penalty coming up. Ooh, that looked a little phantom to me, but
Jorgensen.
He's going to get a cross check probably. There's a chance for Stone. Oh, just missed the mark there. That hit the post?
I don't know, but the Edina fans reacted like it went in, and it's so far away, but it was a good shot by Stone. But now it's Edina's turn. It's going to be a cross check on Jorgensen. So Edina's going to get a chance on the power play. Their power play, room for improvement, single-digit number, 8% on the power play, just 2 for 25. They want to go 3 for 26. They need a goal to get some energy just under 2 minutes. Tough time to take a penalty for Eden Prairie, but Edina gets a chance on the power play. Faceoff's going to be to Rosenlund's right.
So they'll pretty much have this period, the time to remaining with the extra attacker.
Barring another penalty.
And now it's going to be up high to Williams. Nicholas Williams to the right wing side. Clark plays into the corner. Gets it back from Willie Johnson. Clark will walk and shoot. That's blocked. 2 men up front on that. That was John Middlestad, joined by, I believe that's Langfels. One-timer, Boltman stick save. Nice job by Rosenlund to steer that one up and out of play.
Well, with Jimmy Clark, they got it back to Williams. Williams over to Boltman, and one fell swoop, put a shot on goal. Rosenlund ramped it up and out of play, but that's what Edina wanted to do, is get it to Boltman, let him unleash that. They had support down low, but a nice job by Rosenlund to ramp that one up and out of play. 1:34 now left in the period, 1:35 in the penalty.
Hello to Pat Griswold as he's watching on from the big screen at home.
Hello, Coach.
Looking good.
Hi to Dean and the twins.
Oh, look at Bart taking care of the family, buttering it up.
No butter needed. Cute kids too, by the way.
Yeah, they are. Well, I don't know which one it was. Dug me during our podcast, so what more can you say?
Other twins, though.
She wanted the Wags to hold her hand the whole time.
On.
Do you blame her? I'm a grandpa now. I mean, basically going to be a grandpa. They get it. Now it's Boltman with it.
Ooh.
Nicholas Williams. Clark will try to fight this one off. Steves, stick work for both there.
Boy, nice work by Clark to recover on that one.
We're under a minute now with 55 to go. Nicholas Williams. Batchelder will just take away that lane. Now it's going to be Stone across the line. Puts on the brakes. Escape action, a little Gretzky-esque. Now it's DeVoe to let that one go to Borst back from the corner. Borst up for the blue line, as it's going to be Williams for Boltman. Williams' shot misses the mark. Boris is there, and there's Rosenlund to make the save in traffic.
Well, I like Williams' idea. Was Boltman back to Williams. He just put a wrist shot toward the net, and it was Jackson, Boris, and Stone waiting in the wings. Rosenlund did a nice job of tracking that puck, hanging on to it, taking away what could have been a really solid second chance opportunity. So Rosenlund being called upon, he's answering the bell.
Don't worry, folks. We've got a Joe Cageu trivia question, special edition, coming up for you to start the second period.
Oh, great. How to make
So, Bart, you get ready. Yep,
right.
He said it's a special Christmas gift for you.
Oh,
if you can't get this, you might as well shut her down.
And I thought me and Joe were getting along, man.
Just stop. That wrist shot's blocked.
I love it, Joe. Keep it coming.
Drew Holt is such a grinder and a skilled one at that. He just is a buzzsaw. There's Gunnar Johnson across the line with 3 to go in the period. Misses the mark. The big carom over to the far side. DeVoe up for Williams, and that misses the mark, and they're going to play this one back in, and that'll do it for the period. So the Hornets will have a face-off, the drop of the puck with 1 second of power play time.
Right, and then we'll be back to 5-on-5. But no goals, couple penalties, but a lot of end-to-end action, couple body checks, couple goaltender saves. It was really a period that we kind of expected to see. Good pace to it, a lot of emotion, a lot of intensity. I look for that to continue into the second period, but great period of hockey.
Indeed, it's a great period of hockey. We're going to come back in about, they got 14 minutes up on the clock. So we're going to keep it rolling here. We've got plenty to talk about between periods, and don't forget about our great partners at Tradition Company, as this is the Tradition Edina Holiday Classic. We will have more coming up for you right after this.
You know, it's pretty easy to be proud of the fact that we've been in continuous operation for almost 120 years. Now, obviously, Ennebeck Construction started that, and they're a big part of it. You know, since then, in the 20 years that Tradition's been around, we've built on to that legacy, and you know, I think we've created our own legacy and our own brand, which is pretty special and unique.
We've kind of coined the phrase between all of the Tradition companies and led by the bank's Keystone program. However much money we make, we give 10% of our earnings to the community and lots of time as well.
Our business model is centered around building communities, you know, whether that's, you know, providing the dirt work or building the houses or providing the financing. We're really, our success is really part of the overall community success. The fact that we live in the communities that our customers live in as well. We're side by side with them. And really our promise to our customers would be that we reinvest back into the communities and we help make the community stronger, where if you're doing business with, you know, out-of-state competitor, those dollars are going out of state, but we're putting them right back in the community.
So Ennebeck Construction Company started in 1905. So I'm the third generation, and now we have Eric and Jake.
One of the neatest things that I get to do when I go new places and talk about Tradition companies is talk about the history of the company, and you know, it's pretty easy to be proud of the fact that we've been in continuous operation for almost 120 years.
Really, it just came down to, you know, trying to figure out better ways to serve the customer, and so it wasn't necessarily about making more money, but it was about providing a more seamless turnkey customer experience. So just kind of slowly over the years we added additional pieces to the puzzle.
So we started the Tradition companies basically to figure out how we could do vertical integration that encompassed pretty much everything from the dirt to the final closing at title.
It would break your heart to see what we pull out of here every day. We're out here 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, cleaning up the water.
Probably dump that, man.
You guys need some help?
Sure.
Yeah.
No way. JJ Watt. What's up, man?
How's it going?
I don't believe it.
Good. JJ, come on.
Thank you, sir. Welcome aboard, baby.
Isn't that for me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. So what are you guys doing out here? What's the whole cleanup about?
Well, we're just doing the right thing. It's a kind of a thankless job. It's out of sight, out of mind. Somebody's got to do it.
What's the dream for the cleanup project?
You know, my dream is for people to think twice before they throw something out.
No problem, boys. I thought I was gonna have to come over there and show you how to do it.
That's not going to smell good.
Not pleasant. Great play, baby.
What would you do without these guys?
I would be in trouble. I don't know what I would do. These guys are everything to me.
You ever catch anything? Brackish waters up in here? I've caught castaneted shrimp. You eat them? No. It's been a good day, fellas. I appreciate you guys having me out here. It's eye-opening to see all the trash and everything that you guys pick up.
For me, it's really not just a job, you know, it's a passion.
I appreciate you having me out. You can swing a mean net, man.
Appreciate you helping us. It was a long, hot day.
You aren't kidding. It's hot. Talk about it. Yeah. The heat's a little different than it is on the field.
I think that being in a sport, it has built into it the concept that we are going to face a challenge. When we do sport the right way, we are teaching values. We're teaching kids how to be hard workers. We're teaching kids how to be courageous, to be fearless. Dynamites, because we have a focus on whole life youth development, physical, academic, social and spiritual excellence, we get that we're trying to develop people to be whole people. And I think that when you combine that mission with sport, I think you naturally get that. We have programs in each of those 4 areas. We have ice hockey for physical excellence. Academic excellence includes academic support like one-on-one tutoring. We have a summer academic camp. Social excellence includes our big community service project, Greg Carroll Learn to Skate, and also we're faith-based. So when kids are old enough, they have the choice to go to summer camp, kind of that traditional summer church camp. Every kid in the program has multiple mentors. If they're in tutoring, they have a very special mentor that's just their very own. And then of course the hockey coaches are mentors, and of course all the staff are mentors too. We have a very high retention rate. Dynamite's high school graduation rate over 20 years is 85%. And over the last 5 years, 96% have graduated, which is really significant because right now Minneapolis Public Schools is reporting that their graduation rate is 53%. So that, I think, is another measure that shows that Dynamite is working. Being a faith-based organization, I think we're able to say things that are really powerful sometimes. You might say to the kids, like, we're gonna do some hard things today. And we want you to remember, we can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. A few minutes later, we might be asking them to do that hard thing and you got heads down and panting. And remind them, remember, you have strength. God's given you the strength to do this. You have the strength that you need inside you right now. They might even remember the moments where they began to believe that, where they began to believe, I should be fearless. Only believe, do not fear.
And here we go. We welcome you back to the start of the second period. A great hockey game between these two clubs. We're going to have Cindy Castro joining us between periods. As well, she'll be joined by Tom Holtzman, entrepreneur, owner of Beauty Status Hockey. We'll talk a little bit about his efforts, my efforts, and the things we're doing together as organizations, if you will. So that should be fun.
Well, Pete, I thought Eden Prairie played a very sound game, just a predictable Eden Prairie effective game. I don't think they really sustained possession like they're used to, so to speak, but that's a credit to the Edina Hornets. I thought Edina's zone X's weren't exactly pristine and clean, but they got the puck out of the zone, and they went to work from there. But I thought Edina, I mean, even the shots on goal, Eden Prairie with 8, Edina with 5, but the 5 that Edina had were pretty good looks. But probably 4 or 5 of the Eden Prairies were pretty good looks, and Steves was the originator of a lot of them through a lot of hard work. But Loudon Hogue was the star of that period for the Edina Hornets, no question.
He was.
But as we talked about, Eden Prairie's going to be in the box.
He was their best penalty killer, too.
Yeah, and well, he's going to have to be. So Edina's got to quit going to the box with this potent Eden Prairie power play. But just 1 second on the penalty to Jorgensen, and he'll come out at the drop of the puck. We'll be back to 5-on-5. This period's going to be fabulous. The long line changes. You have to be responsible. Get off a little early. You know you want to go out there and make something happen, but you have to think of your teammates and be responsible, make the right decisions. But intelligence wins these types of hockey games, and you can't make them a faux pas. But if you do, you have to recover. And that's what Boltman did. He fell, caught an edge, got back up, got back into position. That's what good players do, is they can recover from a trying moment.
You know, it's really interesting because this game it has a lot of similarities to it as far as these teams are concerned.
Say that again?
It has a lot of similarities as far as these teams are concerned. They're both quick.
Oh, absolutely.
Eden Prairie with probably a higher end skill, let's be honest. And, you know, the goaltending's a wash. They've both been really good here tonight. They're both state tournament goalies.
Both programs throughout the years have been able to skate. This year's no exception.
Eden Prairie now at full strength. We drop the puck and off we go. Back at across line. Here comes Steves with fresh ice. Just buzzes that one wide. That'll be a big carom into the Eden Prairie zone. No ice on the play as they regroup with Luke Middlestad. He waited a step. Oh, nice job by Borst. Stayed right with him. Middlestad played the body. Now John Middlestad with speed to the left wing side. We've got that wet ice. Don't forget about that. Watch that closely. You know, there's something about that new sheet of ice when you see it just getting carved up.
Well, these are two teams that can do that too.
Now it's Luke Middlestad with it. Plays this one rink wide. Across the line, it's Steves. Uh-oh, he's dangerous. Plays that one, turned into the corner. In front, oh, he's open. Oh, somehow that stayed out of the back of the net. Not sure how. Langenbrunner back at center, bumped by Overman.
Boy, quick hands by Riku Brown on that one.
Now DeVoe heads to the bench. Overman plays that one. Stone with it across the line. He lets a wrist shot go. To the bench he goes. Now Overman pokes this one to the corner. Langfouls is there. Brown as well. Brown through center for Langenbrunner. Hornets, great neutral zone coverage there. Only thing to do is dump that in. Worst with it now back in behind the net. That's knocked off the stick of Overman. Worst gets it back. He's going to carry this one wide on Holt. Going to muscle his way through. Try to get the shot off. Holt with good body position there. That was a nice battle.
Very well played.
Poked away at center. Now it's Batchelder across the line and picked up and carried through center. Now with it, it's Williams. Oh, he had Worst at the line. Was nearly offside. That was an interesting setup there. They could have had some serious damage.
Well, he couldn't get the puck to him quick enough. Had to check him up.
Wyatt Worst had a hard time handling that one. Checked the toe of the stick. It's still there. Now to the corner it goes. Sticks get up, and here come the Hornets back out of the zone. Right wing pass. Moving ahead is Dahl with an angle. It's Langfels. He had him measured to potentially light him up.
Well, Dahl did a nice job to grab that puck off the boards, and Langfels tracked him down, really forced him to take a shot a little quicker than he wanted. Right circle just on top, put a shot on Rosalind. Hit him in the crest, but it's a shot on goal, so that's a positive face-off to Rosalind's left.
Bart, it's a tooth for a tooth. And what?
I don't know.
An eye for an eye.
Okay, fair enough.
Blinded by the knee. Little Stevie Ray Vaughan, one of my favorites. If you could get through the hat, the cowboy hat. Britton to the right wing. In front of the bench area. Busby plays to the left wing side. Nice wrister in on goal. That's gloved down and handled by Hogue.
That was a good challenge by Henches. Really, again, forced the Eden Prairie forward to shoot a little quicker than he wanted. A foot and a half off the ice glove side. Not an easy save to make, but it was from distance, so Loudon Hogue really had no problem with that. 14-15. We're scoreless into the second period. A lot of intensity. Crowd is pretty much filed in, settled in. It's pretty well represented by both communities. Nice job, people. Ooh, flashed the leather on that one. It was a good shot by Britton right off the face-off, just inside the zone, but it had some velocity going from the upper glove side. But it was Loudon Hogue, flashed the leather, showing his skills. Eden Prairie changing their defensive duo. Middlestead against Stone in the face-off. Stone's had some pretty good success on the dot tonight.
You know, possession is so important on a team with skill like Eden Prairie, who likes to go to work. And you know, this has been a stalemate for these two teams offensively. I think they've both been very firm defensively, and when it's broken down, especially for Edina, it's been Loudon Hogue that's been a difference maker. Hornets haven't had a ton of grade A chances. They've had a few on Rosenlund. One hit the post, I believe, off of Stone's twig. Back into the Eden Prairie zone it goes. Stansberry waits for Borst and gets some help from Langfells as John Middlestead turns this one back up ice. 3-on-4 across the neutral zone. Checked off the end boards. Eden Prairie's done a nice job of peeling the puck off the end wall and getting it away for that Edina forecheck. I think that's tantamount to picking up a victory here if you're the Eagles. You don't want them to start hammering you and forechecking because that's their strong suit. Nice play by Stone off the end boards to force the turnover. He lost his stick. Now Boris tried to fight that one across the line. And now they're going to turn it up with Pergandy. Watched by Nolan Williams off the bench as Overman couldn't stop him in his tracks. And Pergandy to the corner. Back to the near corner it goes for Boltman. Didn't like what he had. Whoa! He sent someone packing there with a quick escape. Flipped up through center ice, a bounding puck as Langfells will be forced to regroup in his own zone. Now it's Nolan Williams chasing him down. Langfells to the right wing side. Luloff with it. Luloff, oh, nice hipper by Nicholas Williams to the corner. Now it's Boltman who plays this one to the corner. Pergandy is there. He comes together with Wurst. That's Emmett Wurst. Now it's Mason Langenbrunner's shot. That's turned aside. Back in behind the net. Now it's picked up by A.J. Dahl as he plays this one high in the air. Now it's Overman with room. He's got Wurst to the net. Overman tried to slide it through, but there was Langfells to be his sturdy self defensively right off the skate. Back in across the line. The Eagles will try to create. There's a shot by Shepard. Doesn't get through. And now it's going to be Williams to play this around to the left wing side. Bumped off the boards by Busby. Hornets play this one through. It'll trickle its way into Eden Prairie territory, enough for an icing call. And back down into Edina we go.
Finally made it down the ice, but it's going to be an icing call on the Edina Hornets. 11:50 left in the scoreless second period. Been wall-to-wall action. Loudon Hogues actually had to make a couple pretty good saves this period. Roseland, not a lot of action down here, but Edina kind of hunkering down, playing solid defense, but Eden Prairie getting some good possession along the walls. Just can't get into that scoring area, but that's a credit to Edina.
Next whistle, we're going to have the trivia time with Joe Caju, one of our loyal listeners. You know, we used to see him grace the back row. I think the high def 4K video has him home in his massage chair.
Takes the motivation away, yeah.
I think it does. Do you blame him?
The massage chair. He's got to give you a ride on that thing once in a while.
Myself and Mike Wurst used to fight over that thing in the NHL playoffs. Joe lived right below me in the condos. I won't say where he lives, but I think you know, here in Edina. It was hilarious. To the left wing side, it's Brown. Now Batchelder accelerates, looks to the slot area. And the Hornets off the end boards. Offensive zone time has definitely favored the Eagles here the first 6 minutes of this period.
Yep.
Brown with it. Plays this one back in behind. See if the wear down factor will continue. It gets tiring playing D-zone coverage and chasing it around just like you're seeing east and west.
Yep,
chase the puck, chase the puck, find your guy. Yeah, exactly. Middlestead with it. Off the boards, Borst races into this one across the line. Ooh, he gets away from one man but didn't have an angle as John Middlestead helped there. Stone looked out front. That's Steves. Now he can fly. to the right wing side, but Williams has him measured. Drop pass, that one up high on Hogue, rebound, and he covers that one up. Great chance there by the Eagles.
Well, it all started with John Middlestead in his own zone. Really a good zone exit, got it up to Steves with speed, but Williams did a nice job of pacing with him, controlling that gap and really forcing things to the outside, but Eden Prairie ended up getting a pretty good shot on goal, but once again, Loudon Hogue, the hero for Edina, held on to that as Eden Prairie had numbers. But Pete, the impressive thing about the Eagles is they had 5 players down here, 3 primary offensive players back here defending, so they understand the situation at hand.
Well, absolutely committed to all 3 zones. That's championship hockey,
That's
no
why
question.
they're number 1.
Nice check in the neutral zone. That was thrown by Jorgensen as he stood his man up. Now it's going to be played by Williams. Worst to an open wing. Chasing is Overman. He gets there first with Stansberry. Overman cycles back behind for Worst. Emmett Worst in front, and he had Overman with a good angle to the net. They
nice job by
dragged him in one way, and now the puck is going to roll back into the neutral zone. Williams plays that one across. Now they'll play this one to the left wing side. Pergandy with it. Gets away from one man. This line's been good for the Eagles here this weekend. Now Stansberry plays this one. It's going to be Hogue to hang on, and the face-off to his left.
You know, Pete, I agree with that statement. I think they've been pretty good all year, but they've really kind of raised their level in this 3-game tournament. But they've been very formidable, and that's kind of the advantage that Eden Prairie has over a number of different teams in the state is the depth of this roster. They don't lose their momentum or they don't lose any flow from line to line to line. It forces Coach Lee Smith to be able to roll them over and keep the fresh legs later in the game.
Good to hear from West Metro. Setting my, oh, there's a chance in front. Big save by Rosenlund on Clark. West Metro, as he's known of on the message board, sent me a little recap of the Hill Murray and St. Thomas Academy game. They end in a tie. And he said there's a really nice crowd. Great job by the MNHockey.tv announcer, Matt Harrington. He called 4 games today, and he was absolutely yeoman-like in his effort.
That doesn't surprise either one of us.
No, it doesn't. Now it's going to be gathered in. Willie Johnson's going to wind it up from the right side as he carries this one across the line. Langfels is there. Nice little feed. You know, his brother Keegan was a Reed Larson Award finalist as a senior last year. Oh, down goes Boris. Penalty coming up.
That's going to be Rico Brown that's going to go. He's just got to stick down. Even if you raise your hands after you take somebody down, that doesn't absolve you the responsibility. But Rico Brown's going to go to the box. Really not a player that takes many penalties. Very responsible with his stick, but that one got under the blades of the Edina Hornet, put him into the wall. But now he's down on the power play.
So I was going to quickly say to finish the Langfels thought before I was so rudely interrupted by that Brown penalty is that yeah, I'm feeling like in his progression right now, you don't want to compare, but I think that Cam has such a high ceiling and has proven he was good last year as a sophomore, but just got better and better, and now this year he looks very comfortable. In front, chance whacked at, another chance covered by Rosenlund. A great opportunity there.
Well, that's playing to the whistle. Eden Prairie taking a little exception, but now it's Roseland called on to pick up his teammates in a trying moment. But I think it was Jackson Borst all alone, put a redirect on Roseland, but he made it. He made the save, which is what he wanted to do. But I had a conversation earlier with somebody who's frequents here quite a bit, seen Cam Langfeld's play. Wasn't sold on him from last year, but this year I kind of said keep your eye out. He's changed his game, and he certainly has. He's gotten certainly better this year, raised it to a new level.
100% here. Back up to the line. There's a wrister that hits DeVoe on the way in. That was a nice job by Borst that led into that feed to the point. Got through on the face-off to the corner. Boltman tried to feather one through to Johnny DeVoe. And look out, Batchelder, though, pickpocketed. Oh, Nicholas Williams playing next level here this weekend. Races in on goal. And you'll see why there as Roseland holds his ground. Now it's going to be handled by the Hornets out of the corner. Well, you got a good one going. You better tell a friend, share this link. This is a good hockey game. Anything can happen here tonight. DeVoe plays. Borst shot. Misses the short side blocker. Now it's going to be DeVoe again as he's checked by Stansberry. And they find an opening. Batchelder clears that one the length of the ice.
And Eden Prairie wholesale change is taking advantage of the icing down, but now Edina can come up with some speed. Just 49 seconds left in the penalty to Brown.
Now Williams will play this to the right wing side. That's Boltman. Looked for Clark. No ice. They got a break there. Off the glass. Kept neatly there by Williams. Now it's going to be Dahl back down low. He's bumped on the play by Langfels. Dahl somehow keeps it. Now it's going to be Williams' shot that's deflected. That one wide of the mark. Now Boltman with 24 to go on the power play. Boltman controls and shoots, save Rosenlund. And now it's Langenbrunner at the line. Nifty job to keep that alive, but knocked off the stick. Here comes Steves up the right wing side. He's dangerous. Steves can snipe and on goal. And there's Hogue to make the save. And a great opportunity there.
Well, I don't know if there's going to be a penalty, but
arm didn't go up.
No, it was Williams that really kind of picked his partner up, and it was Boltman that got caught in a little bit deep. The puck kind of danced on him a little bit, but Williams took a pretty good angle on that. Steves has got some wheels, interrupted his stride, and to make that play without taking a penalty, boy, that's a big play for Edina. Trying moment, just 8 seconds left on the penalty, Riku Brown, and keep in mind that was a threat being a man down, so that just shows what Eden Prairie is certainly capable of, something Edina is going to have to be cognizant of.
Face-off control by the Hornets. 5 seconds remain on the Brown power play as he's about to step on, as we are now even strength. Karam's wide of the mark and icing the call.
Axel Roseland made a very, very intelligent play there. He kind of gauged the angle that puck was coming in and decided, it's better that he didn't play it, hence the icing call. So it's going to come all the way down to the Edina zone. So very cerebral play by the Eden Prairie goaltender. Little subtle play. 6:21 left in the second period.
Henches plays the body off the end boards as they pin up. Worst looks to win the battle. Now Enriquez comes over. Worst out of the corner. Here he goes with some room. Lays it up for Nolan Williams off his stick. Had to race back into that one. Now Henches regroups and tries to clear the zone. Instead, plays over to a near corner. Now Enriquez. Overman. Worst. Williams. Off his stick. Back to the right wing side it goes. Now it's Shepard as he races across the line. And back in behind it goes again. Shepard bothered by Enriquez. And here's a touch pass to Worst. Finds Oberman on the left wing side. Overman now worked on by Luke Mittelstadt as it's played back in. Britton is there as he plays this one ahead across the line. Drop pass. Batchelder's shot. That's deflected wide. 5:27 to go in the period. Now it's going to be Borst. Fights through traffic. Rolling puck comes ahead. Now it's going to be inside out. Stone dangles in front. Oh, he had DeVoe. And now Boltman down low. Forces it through DeVoe. A shot. Big rebound. Oh, that one in the blue paint. Stansberry swats that one away. Now it's going to be Borst from the corner. He's wrapped up by Luke Mittelstadt all the way around to the near boards. Now Boltman's shot's deflected. You know how Eden Prairie had the zone time to start the period. Now it's been Edina kind of since about the 10-minute mark. Plenty of chances in the offensive zone with some sustained time. It's been back and forth.
Yeah, the longer Edina plays like this, the more confidence it seems like getting to control the puck and not just give it up.
Oh, nice move there. Borst gets it from Stone. Back to Stone. No, Stansberry. Nice play to break that up. They try to force that one through. Tyler Johnson on the tape for Batchelder. Ooh, nifty feed to Holt. There's a shot. Nice save. And a big one there. As Holt came in and the Hornets said, hey, don't come anywhere near that loose change because that's our wallet.
Careful.
Watch this replay here, Bart Archer.
No, I liked it. But that's Loudon Hogue once again picking up his teammates, but end-to-end action. First it was Edina with Stone and Borst making some things happen, but then Eden Prairie turns the play up in a hurry, comes in, puts some good pressure on Loudon Hogue. He tried to get out of the way of the goalie, went up and over the goalie. Edina took a little exception. I don't mind them standing up for their players, but don't start throwing gloves into people's faces. Otherwise, that'll determine perhaps the game. Just let the players play. Good non-call by the referees. Face up to Loudon Hogue's left. 4:26 left in the second period.
I will say this, that I have not brought up the Joe Caju trivia. It's going to push to the third period. Too much going on here. Here's a chance in front. Pad save that is turned aside by Rosenlund. And now it's going to be Wyatt Worst to find an opening as he plays that one into the corner. Langfels comes away with it as he's checked on the play. And they'll play this one to the right wing side as it's going to be Wyatt Worst again. Off the boards, back in behind the net. And now it's going to be Langenbrunner with it. Cam Langfels back for Langenbrunner. You know, Langenbrunner's been largely neutralized in this game. We've said his name so much in so many of our games so far, Bart Archer. The Hornets have done a nice job keeping the defensemen out of the offensive flow for the Eden Prairie Eagles, where they can generate so many chances.
I agree. It's really about possession, and Edina's done a good job of using possession as a defense, and it really kind of taking the puck off the talented Eden Prairie sticks.
Now it's going to be Wyatt Wurst over to the right wing for Morton. He tried to play that one over for Overman. And now it's turned back up by Batchelder. A shot and a save and a rebound. Puck's loose. There's a shot that's fanned on. Here comes Wurst. Up ice. He has a possible breakaway. He got hunted down, though, by Batchelder. Puck still to the corner. And now there's a big check. Batchelder can fly. Busby with it. That is such great hockey. Oh, there's Borst. He's open. Wurst gets it ahead to him. Here comes Borst across the line. Tries to find an opening. Shoots! Oh! That one just wide. What a chance there. Now it's Holt with it. Back up into the neutral zone. We're bordering on fire wagon hockey right here from Braemar Arena with 2:40 to go in the second. Now it's going to be Borst behind that one. Now up to the line. Oh, and the net knocked off its post. What a great chance up front. That was Gunnar Johnson was going to tee off on that one.
Well, Jackson Borst has really turned in another solid effort. Johnny DeVoe going to the net with authority. It was Bergane that sent him into the post, hence off the moorings. I was looking for the referees to see what their interpretation was. Let him play. Good non-call. Face off now. Roseland's right. 2:33 left in the second period. We're still scoreless.
50-50 puck to the right wing side. That's Jorgensen who tried to work it out of the zone. Now Middlestedt. Jorgensen for Pergandy, who will work this one up the right wing side. Works that one through. 12 has been really strong for the Eagles. This line has given Edina some trouble in the offensive zone. Back into the corner it goes. And now it's going to be the Hornets to center. Langfells plays that one down. And now it's going to be Boltman back into the corner. Under 2 minutes to play here in the period. Johnny DeVoe with it, as he's going to work it to the right wing side as they'll play this one off the end boards. Borst is there. Borst plays this one through. Check thrown up high by Stansberry. And he kind of pulls him off the puck. Nice defensive play there. John Middlestedt to center. Stansberry now over for Luke Middlestedt. John Middlestedt back on it. Right wing side, 1:28 to go in the period. That one didn't get through. And here we go, right back up the middle. The Hornets now will play it to the right wing side. It's going to be Clark across the line. He's got Willie Johnston with him. Clark watched by Langfells. Clark stays on it. Tried to muscle his way through in front. There's the puck. Oh, and Dahl had a big opportunity there.
But it was Roseland that rose to the occasion.
He got that left pad extended right to the post to shut that one down, but a great chance for the Hornets. Now it's Johnson from the goal line. Johnson wants to wrap it around. They play this in front. That one off the side of the goal. Jimmy Clark thought he was going to be premature. Jimmy Clark started the self-check.
How about that?
Yeah, that's kind of like the fans that are fooled off on the corner, you know, at the XL where they think it's in the net.
I think if we had a goal judge, the light might be on right now.
No.
But again, a couple big saves by the Eden Prairie goaltender. So both teams are getting to the net, putting pressure on, but the goaltenders are just being brick walls tonight. It's very inspiring. All three zones are being contested. Goaltenders are playing their game. It's just been fabulous so far. Just 54 seconds left in the second period.
Cindy Castro, the fiance of Jeff Hodling, is going to be joining us between periods. We'll talk a little bit about the situation, and I'm sure she'll fill us in on
I'd be proud to give up my headset for that. Be proud
to do that.
That's
very nice here. 33
I probably
to go.
didn't need to say that, did I?
No. 30 to go in the period.
I'm excited.
Back up the left wing side they go. Across the line, Rosenlund to save the rebound. Hornets with some good chances to close out the period here as Batchelder plays the wall. You know, a lot of people like scoring in hockey. Sometimes a pitcher's duel is really entertaining, and this has been a terrific scoreless battle between these two teams. Luke Middlestedt to the center ice area, bothered by Stone, who's had a particularly really good game.
This whole line has played well.
Back into the center ice area. That'll do it for the period. Oh, my word. What a great one we've had here for sure. The score reads the Edina Hornets nothing and the Eden Prairie Eagles nothing. Bart, I just turned your headsets down so you can make the swap. So he'll get you hooked up. Oh, you want to do it this way? Look at this. You put that right there. Are you good to go? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yep, can you hear me?
Try it again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you bumped. Okay, try it again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, oh, look at this. We got Todd Grover with the camera right here. Hey, Todd. Look, did he know to do this? I don't know. So Cindy Castro joins us, obviously the fiance of Jeff. How do I say his last name? I've heard it like 3 or 4 different ways.
Hoteling.
Hoteling.
Just like hotel.
Well,
ING.
so there's a little, I got to share a story with you during the Beauty League and all that right here. He'd always come right by here, you know, and he'd always have his trademark smile. And he'd always say, is everything all right? We doing good? You know, so when I heard the story, for me personally, I run the Edina Hockey Association tournaments with Peter and Janae Henches as well. And you know, every Saturday we'd always kind of have our laughs because it's so tight, you know, there's so many games and stuff. And he's usually running this rink.
Yes.
And it was always great in the morning, you know, we'd both be kind of tired and looking at each other like, what are we doing?
It's Saturday.
In a good way. In a good way, though.
Yes,
so personally, for me, my heart goes out to you guys. And, you know, anything we have tried to do to bring awareness has been, for this whole group, it's been great. So if you wouldn't mind just telling us a little bit, how are things going? First, from a weekend perspective, your thoughts on what's going on around here with all this.
Wow. As I say many times, there's no words. The support of this hockey community in Braemar and the Hockey Association has been so overwhelming. So many people have helped, and between messages, emails, and cards, and gifts, and the fundraiser, and the money, and the thoughts, and people just coming up to me, stopping me, telling me stories about Jeff, things I never knew.
Yeah.
That's been the best part of all this is between his full-time job and his job here, people coming to the hospital and saying, hey, did you know Jeff did this for me? And I didn't know, you know, news to me. So everyone knows him as kind of the happy-go-lucky.
That's how
smile,
I would say it. Yeah, big
know.
smile, happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
Always joking around. You know, kind of yanking you to let you know. So you know, I'm sure people want to know straight from the horse's mouth. I mean, you're with him every day, obviously, and I'm sure there's great days, good days, okay days, you know, that type of thing. How are things going, and what's it like?
It's difficult. Of course, so thankful that he's surpassed everything that we thought he could do. He's walking. No walker, no cane, nothing. He's walking on his own.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking. Talks as fast as you and I do, but he doesn't always make sense. The brain damage is located in the lower half of his brain, and he has a syndrome called Wernicke's aphasia, or the brain damage is Wernicke's aphasia. So he knows what the words are in his head, but can't get them out when he speaks them.
Sure.
And he often says words that are nonsensical. They're not words at all. But one of my favorites, and I have to share this, we were driving and a squirrel ran across the road, and he goes, oh, look at the tree pet.
Oh, sure.
Tree pet. I mean,
yeah.
How clever is that?
And you thought, okay, that's a new one. I could use this one. This is perfect.
You know, and it's
Yeah.
like, how does your brain that quickly come up with something that, you know, something
Yeah.
that different but makes sense? So it's been really fascinating to see him progress through these stages.
So to rewind the tape, really it was, though, all about, you know, we heard Pat Mylan say, you know, maybe never walk or talk, those kinds of feeding tubes, those kinds of things. You know, prognosis, I think, are difficult, especially when it comes to that, because swelling, whatever, you just don't know. And they do give you kind of probably the bleakest of prognosis. When you hear that, what was your thought? How did you work through that and kind of deal with all of that? And then when you saw some things start to move, what was that like?
It was hard because we had spoken to each other before, but didn't have anything in writing stating our wishes, you know, a healthcare directive. And he had always told me, if I can't talk and walk and do things, I don't want to live. Well, how do you face that when someone, if they come off life support and they're able to do some of these things but not the others, how do you make sense in your head of what you're supposed to do?
It's really hard to do.
Yeah, so it took a lot of prayer, took a lot of conversations with my father and friends, and And the power
How
of
good
prayer.
do you feel? I mean, for making that decision.
I just kept pushing. I knew something inside me told me that he was going to pull through. And I just kept, I lived minute to minute, and then it went hour to hour, finally day to day. And then when he finally woke up out of the coma and started making improvements, and then he just started improving really quickly. So, but I firmly believe it was the power of everybody, the support of everyone on Carrying Bridge and everyone associated with him, and then all of this through Braemar and Edina, and it just, everyone was praying, and it worked.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And it was really cool when Kurt and Mary Pat came up with this idea.
Oh,
and
yes.
I was in a meeting, and I'll say there was an Edina Hockey Association board parent, not to be named, who's got a son on the team, not to be named, who, we were talking about, like, well, so the GoFundMe has X amount of dollars in it. And he just leaned back and he did the arm fold like this, like, make it big, and you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
I heard this.
But I'm like going, yeah, man, yeah, for sure. And he said, he goes, come on, this is like, this is a lifetime here. And I don't think people really understand, not everything's covered. And the rehabbing part of things and the ongoing costs that are durable goods and stuff that aren't covered.
No.
I mean, you carry that with you the rest of your life.
So it potentially could be. I mean, you're talking about someone in an ICU, traumatic hospital care facility for 3 months. I mean, our portion a day was over $1,000 a day after insurance. I mean, that's only a small part of it.
And you multiply that by months.
Right. And now all his therapies, of course, are very expensive. His medications are very expensive. Luckily, thank goodness, we don't have a wheelchair. We're very lucky we don't have a lot of those
You didn't have to reconfigure things and do all those types of things. So we're here as a group, as a, Eden Prairie community and Edina community, everybody community, to help, because that's what we do. And I think that's the coolest part about all this. And I have two questions for you before we wrap up. The first one is from your opinion and your perspective, how high is the ceiling? Where do you think he can get to?
For the money?
No, as far as the person, like as improvement.
Oh, like for his recovery?
What's his ceiling? Yeah, I mean, is there still a lot of room? What do you think?
Yes, for the traumatic brain injury, the first year is the most critical.
Oh, you get a full year.
In fact, pushing as much therapy as possible.
Yeah.
It's almost like the second you stop using your limbs or using your brain or using any function that you have, it suspends right where it is. So it's so critical. And there are days when he doesn't want to push anymore, and I just say, you want to drive a truck again? You want to drive a Zamboni again? You better get up and get your therapy done.
And then he says, yeah, I do. And then that's simple.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. You think like you feel how bad you feel when you have a cold or the flu. He was unconscious for 7 weeks, and then all that brain damage and head injury. I can't imagine what it would be like physically to try to come back from that and fight harder to push beyond it.
Well, you're here one day, and you're there tomorrow, and they're two totally different things.
Yeah.
I mean, not only physically, feeling-wise, but then, however you stitch that together, I just think that would be so difficult to do. I mean, how would we know? I mean, you're right next to it, but still, you still really don't, So, I mean, he's a tough guy.
He's very tough, and that's why he's
and
here
I know
today.
And I know that.
Yeah.
And I'm
very determined.
I'm very confident that he will find a way, because that's just who he is.
He is. He's a great guy, and he's in all of this. When I tell him all of this, and I've only shared a small part of it with him because he's not capable right now of understanding the full force of everything with all of this support. And the small things that I do share with pictures and tell him about Mary Pat and Kurt, asking about him and reading him some of the posts, and then he knows a lot about the fundraiser, and he just cries.
That's amazing. But we love him and we love you, and we're really glad. I mean, he's lucky to have you pushing him when he doesn't want it on those days, I mean, I mean, even when you're healthy, and sometimes you don't want to go to work because you're like, I'm just tired. I'm out.
Take a day off.
I'm done. We just really have a choice right now, and he's lucky to have you doing that. And everything happens for a reason, right? You just you're putting his life, he yours, and this situation, you never know. The power of prayer, I believe in very much, and I think it makes just such a huge difference. And I'm just glad. Pat Milan made me cry when he read that. It really was powerful about how everything came together, and I'm just proud of you for doing the things that you've done and being able to be there. It's not easy, I mean, because
caregiver, being a primary caregiver is hard.
Your life was going down a lane, and you had to switch the lane a little bit, but you're gonna be awesome. You're good. It's all awesome. Anything else you want to mention that we didn't cover?
Everything happened so quickly this week, and for some reason I thought when I went out to the ice earlier I would have a microphone, and so what I was going to do was I was going to have everyone say hello to Jeff. I was going to say, Jeff is watching remotely at home. If we could all say hi to him. So bad for me, I didn't ask anybody. I didn't have a microphone, so I couldn't do that. So, but he did.
We're doing it right here.
I know. I did ask. My daughter went home to try to have him still continue to listen and watch. So he gets tired, so he may not be up still. But
the best part is it'll be saved, and just about everybody in this building, I just know from numbers, they're going to come back and watch it anyway, so they'll see it. So everybody will see it anyway. So you got to do it. And then we're saying hi to Jeff right now. So if you're there,
yes,
hey,
we
buddy.
Are. Hi, Jeff.
We miss you.
Soon, baby.
We got the Invitational Tournament coming up this weekend after Christmas, so I'll be thinking of you extra.
Well, I'm hoping that next year for this tournament, we'll be watching him down on that ice.
Wouldn't that be great?
Goal.
What a great goal.
That's
anything we as a family, hockey family, not just Edina, can do to help make that happen, let's do it. I think it's one more thing that we need to say. This was completely surprising, what happened out of nowhere type of thing. And so, I mean, just imagine sitting, walking somewhere and then bang, So I think it's important to know, for those that don't really know, that this was a surprise situation of what happened to him and put him in this position, is what I'm saying.
And it's only going to get harder. The trial starts in February.
Kind of redo that whole thing.
That's going to be another long, difficult journey, and but he is aware and he knows, and we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. And he has a tremendous amount of love and support around him. So we got him through the coma and all the really, really hard medical stuff, and I know we can get him through whatever happens in the trial as well.
Let's get him on the Zam and on a truck after that, too. How's that? I used to drive trucks, so I get the deal. I know. A lot of freedom there.
Yes.
Yeah, you load it up, you get everything out of it, you're done, and you don't bring it home. It's beautiful.
He loves it.
No, I know exactly why. It's awesome.
He can't wait to go back.
I know, good for him.
In fact, when he first woke up from his coma, it's all he talked about was, when can I go back to work?
Oh, it's awesome.
So.
Yeah, I get it completely. Cindy, thank you so much. Good luck to you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Cindy Castro. Jeff, hello, buddy. Take care. We'll take a quick time out. Todd, we're done. You can put it down on the ice so people know what's going on. Thank you so much. It was great talking to you. Well, we get ready to start the third period. Thanks for joining us. Great interview with Cindy. And for those of you that weren't really aware of what was going on, you are now. So, there you go. Bart, did you get all that?
I didn't get any of it, Pete. I wanted to give you guys proper room, and I wanted to stay out of the shot. My ears aren't as good as they used to.
Well, I couldn't believe I was in the shot. I'm like, come on.
Oh, you're fine.
Groves.
I hear the camera takes 10 pounds off of you, too, so you're in good shape. Maybe not.
Put like 30 on me.
Yeah. I think they got all my chin, so I had to jump out of the shot. This is going to be a great 17 minutes of hockey. I have a grasp of the obvious, let's just say, but buckle up, people. It's going to be a fun ride from this point forward.
Face off at center, Middlestad against Stone, and it's controlled by the Eagles as they work it in their own zone, D-to-D. 17 minutes of hockey left, no score here between these two teams. It's been a 15-round bout back and forth. I'd call it even on the scorecard right now if we were going by points.
Well, shots on goal, Eden Prairie 19, Edina 15, but both 11 and 10 respectively.
Back to the corner it goes. John Middlestad in control. Now it's going to be picked up by Stone. Plays to the left wing side. It's Borst with it. He has some help across the line, and Stone Borst carries it low in front. Oh, and that one trickled through. Oh, that had the oohs and ahs coming from the student section down off the far end.
From the announcer's booth, too.
Look out who wants it. Wyatt Wurst plays over to the left wing side, finds Williams, who chips it ahead, gets it back off the stick of Brown, tries to find Borst, who gathers in and plays this one in deep. Now from the end boards, it's Langfelds, who's jammed on the play, and the Eagles will work this one out of the zone. At center, again, a nice gap by the Hornet defense. That one was Wyatt Wurst, and it's going to be Williams off the boards. Ahead it goes. Morton now in on the forecheck. Now it's going to be Brown with it. Brown turns and plays to the right wing side. Overman was there, and now it's going to be Wyatt Wurst to gather in. Slings this around to the left wing side as Overman finds Wurst. Wurst with it through center. He'll carry this on the backhand and play this one in deep as Morton will chase down for the change. Now Wurst gets it off the wing. Now back in behind and picked up by the Eagles as they outlet to the left wing side. Back through center. Ooh, Boltman nearly lost an edge there, but he stays on it and takes the body to the corner as there's Holt, who's drilled in front. Steered aside by Hogue. Boltman swings the boards. And now it's going to be picked up by Busby. Sent back to the right wing side for Dahl, who plays this one ahead at the line. That's in front. There's a chance. There's Batchelder turns and shoots. That's off Gunnar Johnson. Now it's going to be Jimmy Clark with it. Flips one through center. Tried to find Dahl on a seeing eye feed. Boltman across. Now it's played back into the corner by the Hornets. That was Clark. Back into the Eagles zone as they try to play through the forecheck as it's Red off the boards there. Now it's Willie Johnson from the corner. He had a big goal last night for the Hornets. Now it's Boltman with a shot that's deflected. And now back up through center ice it goes. Here come the Eagles across the line. A quick shot in on goal. A big save by Hogue. That one popped out of the pads, but he hung on to it and covered that one up.
Well, emotion's starting to get up a little bit. Jorgensen taking some liberties with Gunnar Johnson. Settle down, guys. You're going to spend 2 minutes in the box. You can't help your team from the penalty box. But really a nice save by Loudon Hogue on that one. Rebound kind of danced him a little bit, and it was Luloff that kind of came in looking for that second chance, but Edina goaltender quick to cover up. Trying moment for Edina, but they survived. Face up to his left. We're early in this third period. Scoreless if you just joined us. But thanks, everybody, for joining us tonight. You're in for a good one.
Good to see Steve Mellner's on board right now. He's probably kicked back. Wonder if he has a smoking jacket on right now.
Does he have a massage chair like
yeah,
Joe?
No, he's not. He's probably not going down the Keiju route.
Yeah, not many people do. Not many people can keep pace with Joe.
No.
But that trivia question, you might want to present that when we get a chance.
When was the first time the Eden Prairie Eagles attended the state high school hockey tournament? Oh, you can't get that one?
Well, I probably couldn't get any Edina question, to be honest with you. Doesn't mean I won't try, though.
Because Edina Morningside was the first, but back up.
See, nobody likes to show off.
Oh, okay. There's a puck that Steve's tried to poke through the legs. In front, Wyatt Wurst guides that one away. Stone goes down on the play. Now it's going to be Oh, we got some young fans here from yesteryear.
Rather boisterous.
Now John Middlestead plays over to the right wing side for Stansberry. And the Eagles will work their way back out of the zone. Gunnar Johnson plays the body. Now Steves has it. Worst comes over and hits him on the play. Overman plays to the right wing side. Here comes Morton back up. Now Overman off his stick, and that's going to be at the boards. Gets away through into center, and now it's played over to the right wing side for Boltman. Nice angle, but Brown with a big reach sweeps that one back in behind the Hornet net. Now it's going to be Gunnar Johnson. Chips the glass to center. Overman, he'll try and outrace this one with Langenbrunner, who plays this one for Langfells. Nice feed over for Holt as he dances through center. That's off the stick of Batchelder. He didn't like what happened there. The head went to the sky. Now it's Dahl off his stick. That's in on goal. Turned aside by the goaltender, Loudon Hogue, as Worst will fish this out of the corner. Chips the glass. Guys get paid millions to do that and not get an icing call. Well, looks like he's not due for his contract yet, but it was pretty close. If it didn't roll up on end, he would have had it.
Right, just a couple $100,000 is that one qualifies for. But Carter Batchelder and Drew Holt, obviously very pivotal offensive members on this team. The puck's been very friendly with Batchelder. Not so much tonight. The puck's rolled on him a little bit. He can't get those wheels going with the puck. He's fast
Some
as
of that
ever.
sticks that are getting in the way of puck, you know, I mean.
That's where I was going, is
yeah.
Edina's busy sticks are really frustrating the young man.
Busby back in behind the net as he plays this one. There they are across the line. Now it's going to be Enriquez with it. Back up they go. Clark with some speed across the line. Clark, drop pass. Willie Johnson looks for Dahl. Henches, throws that one at the net. Pad save. Hard one in on goal. Nice job by Rosenlund to make the save. Busby looks back up ice. He finds his man. Henches gets it from center, sends that one right back in. And now the Eagles will regroup as the Hornets change on the fly. Shepard was there. DeVoe off the glass to center. And now they're going to angle it to the near boards as it's going to be played back into the corner for Williams. Williams is brought down on the play by John Middlestead. Now it's going to be Stone. Ahead he goes for Borst. Now Borst with it across the line. Stone tries to angle with him back in behind the net. Stone there. Now Borst comes away with it. He protects the puck, put on the brakes, tried to get it to center. Now it's going to be handled at the right point. Williams, that's Nicholas Williams, back off the end boards. Borst now bumped on the play, and here come the Eagles. They're going to transition. Eagles get it out so quick to the right wing side and offside at the line, as that was Steves with it. And, you know, while we're breaking it down, Steves has been largely neutralized offensively here tonight. He has not had the opportunities he likes to get to put the puck in the net.
Well, he had some in the first period, but they were a couple wide shots, but they've been quieted. So is John Middlestead. We haven't said Luke Middlestead's name too much, but that's because Edina's possessing the puck and really challenging every zone. But as we said, possession's the great defender, and Edina so far is maintaining possession and keeping the puck off the talented sticks. Ooh.
I think it's 1992 for Eden Prairie, the first time they attended the state tournament. Maybe in Lee Smith's second or third year at the helm. Something like that.
Well, 90 sounds about right. I'll
92.
I'll say 94. Just like the Price is Right, I'll just go a little bit over yours.
I got it right.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Why would we ever challenge
but nobody like, as you say, nobody likes to show off.
Right.
Now it's Morton with the turnover.
Now,
Grant Morton puts on the brakes. There's Worst, loads it up off the top of the glass. He had a great chance there. Now it's Gunnar Johnson. Off to Boltman, his shot. That's blocked. There are the Eagles. They're crashing and packing it in the slot area. Now they're going to transition across the line. Offside at the line. Batchelder looks back and said, really?
Well, and that's where Edina's taking Eden Prairie, just made them a little uncomfortable. I'm not saying they're taking them off their game, but they're really making them uncomfortable. They're making little mistakes, little faux pas that they don't normally make, but the blue line's a natural line of defense. Edina's stepping up, but Eden Prairie's just got to pay particular attention to stay on sides. I thought there's going to be a penalty on Overman. He did a little cross-check, I believe, on Riku Brown, but got away with it. Non-call.
Going to let him play here. It's playoff-style hockey here at the Tradition Edina Holiday Classic. This thing's been going on for years. These two teams have played 14 times along the way. It's been a heck of a run. Edina's 11-3 against Eden Prairie in this tournament. And that one's going to be wide of the mark. And now it's going to be Clark who comes back out of this to the left wing side looking for Willie Johnson as the Eagles will regroup back into their own zone. Up high into the neutral zone it goes. Clark off the boards. Dahl gifted it back into the zone. Icing will be the calls. We'll bring it back into Edina territory.
Yeah, and that's not a bad play. Edina had some tired legs out there, so it gives both coaches a chance to get some fresh legs out there. But Edina's doing a nice job of forcing everything in the outside and really supporting the puck quite well. But I like their zone exits. They're not really coming through the zone with possession, but they chip it out, regroup, and reposition themselves and making it difficult for Eden Prairie to really establish an offensive flow.
That's turned over. Now DeVoe tried to get it ahead to Nicholas Williams as it's going to be picked up by Stone, who puts on the brakes. Gets away from one man. Oh, nice job to play off the wall. Stone to the high slot. DeVoe's shots gobbled up by Rosenlund. And that will set the face-off inside the zone to his left.
And I'm not trying to begrudge anybody, but this line has been the most effective line for Edina. Stone pushing the puck up the ice, met a couple challenges and got through them, but Boris is playing an inspired game as well. So this line is really showing up for Kurt Giles and giving some the other line some energy as well. And Johnny DeVoe's blending in quite well as well. I'll say that a couple more times for you. That's for you, Jenny.
This is our 13th game since Thursday. There's a chance. Oh, and Roseland might have gotten an elbow on that one as it trickled up high over the net. There's a shot that's turned aside of the blocker pad. The Hornets, a couple of good chances there. Eagles will play this one rink wide. Now it's going to be Wyatt Worst. Nice job to get away from that one as he swatted it up the right wing boards.
He's played a very poised game tonight.
He pushes that one ahead. No ice on the play. That's off an Eagle stick as it's going to be Langenbrunner as he works this one. He likes to have ice. He gets it. That's where he's dangerous. Fanned on that one as he had some pressure coming his way. Now here's a chance up high in the slot. That's blocked. And Jorgensen's jammed on the play. Now it's Shepard with it. Being worked on by Worst in the corner. Now it's Boltman up high. Now it's Langenbrunner. He can shoot it. Oh, that one deflects wide of the mark. Worst plays that ahead for Overman. Overman over to the right wing side. Nice place to put that one. At least gave Morton a chance to make that play as he plays it behind the net. Langenbrunner is there. He's having a good shift so far. Back up to the middle it goes. Now to the near boards. Back in on goal. No, that's going to miss the mark as the Hornets will regroup back out of their own zone. Long pass to center. That was telegraphed, and that was taken down. Looked like Newkirk. Now it's going to be handled by Johnson. Thank you for catching that.
Yeah.
Gunnar Johnson with it. Clark sends that in. 7:24 to go in the period. Back to the corner. Clark, Johnson, and a few Eagle players down off the corner. Now back out they come. That was Steves trying to make the play. Now it's Wyatt Worst off the boards. Nice positional play there by Willie Johnson. Clark gets it back, flips it up high in the air. Johnson stood up at the line as Wyatt Worst gets it back. He tried to force that through, turned over. Now it's John Middlestad. Shoots that one. That was partially blocked on the way through.
Well, just the fact he got that shot off was very athletic.
John Middlestad and A.J. Dahl. Middlestad with a big hit there. His fans loved it. DeVoe nearly did the Mark Messier elbow flipper there to the ear hole, but no harm, no foul. Off the right wing side, there's DeVoe, Johnny DeVoe on it. Now it's going to be played up by Nicholas Williams. Taken away from DeVoe. Williams again with a check. Stone under control. Takes this back in behind the net. Lays it off to the left wing side. Flipped up high in the air. It's going to be a foot race for that. DeVoe will not get there in time. And icing the call with 6:16 to go here in the third period.
Well, it looks like Eden Prairie's starting to get some offensive traction, but every time they get into the scoring area, a stick or a skate or something interrupts their stride. So Eden Prairie's starting to kind of get some momentum, but Edina doing a nice job of hanging with them and interrupting the strides. But 6:16 left in regulation time. We're scoreless.
Stone in to take the draw. Are they going to toss someone? No, we're going to keep it. He and Pergandy. This has been a really good line for the Eagles tonight. To the line, there's Langenbrunner. His shot to the right side. Ahead to Stone they go. That from DeVoe. Stone plays this one to the corner. Langenbrunner is there. Now it's going to be up high to the right wing side. The Eagles back up through center. Down go 2 players, and now it's going to be Boltman with it. He'll gather it in. Oh, looks to accelerate away, and 2 Eagles run into each other. And now it's Borst down low. Borst will try to fight this one through to the near corner. Shepard was on him. Now it's going to be Langenbrunner. Finds an opening, plays that one wide. Luloff now will gather out of the corner. Here's Luloff, the cycle to Pergandy, wrapped up by Stone. He'll hang on to him into the corner. They're going to let that go as they play this to Luloff. He got away from that. Now Boltman gets a hold of him. That gets underneath the stick of Langfels as DeVoe bothers him. Ooh, look out. Smart to not play that puck, and even better for Stone to get off the ice.
Not the most efficient line change by the Hornets, but they made it work.
That puck hits a skate. Now Overman knocks it down. Overman with a rolling puck. Shoots. That one just wide of the mark. A heavy shot as that puck was rattling on him. Back at center ice it goes. Across the line. Now it's going to be turned by Brown. Overman plays it to safety. Here comes Overman. He can go across the line, though. Turns into a 1-on-2 as the Eagles cover that one up. Overman with a big crushing blow. Oh, wow. My word. Back it across the line. It's going to be Batchelder with it as that one's turned away. Now Holt has it. He's checked. Now it's going to be Wyatt Wurst with it. Puts on the brakes. Better hurry. Overman gets a stick on that one as it flips up high in the air. He just had to reach to kind of save that one.
Absolutely.
And icing would be the call. What a shift.
Yeah, good shift by both teams, actually. That was Busby that took the brunt of the Overman hit, got up. He's a tough individual. Lee Smith having some words with the referee right now because there was a trip followed by a crushing check along the half wall to no avail, but at least Lee Smith let his feelings know. But 4:35 left. Face off to Loudon Hogue's left.
Clark for Boltman, who will ring the glass to the right wing side. Dahl chips that one ahead. Here comes Jimmy Clark, 2-on-2 across the line. It's Clark muscling his way in. That one wide of the mark as he'll chase his own puck down. But there they go, and that's Steves across the line. Boltman watches him. Steves, the future UMD Bulldog, in control of the puck, strong on it. Plays this one to the point, a one-timer. Nope, they're going to play this one. Langenbrunner in, back in behind. Now it's in front. Johnson was fed by Middlestat. Now it's going to be back up ice with Gunnar Johnson. Gunnar Johnson shot in on goal as Rosenlund took kind of a knuckle puck and hung on to it. We're going Mighty Ducks.
And he went across the body for that one too, but Boltman for Edina and Steves for Eden Prairie, mixing it up in the corner down here, and that carried on for a couple seconds, couple words exchanged. So obviously they know that the situation at hand, intensity's at a crescendo right now. Just under 4 minutes to go in regulation time. We're scoreless.
Face-off win, played back in behind by Langfels. Around for Brown. Nice check thrown there by Stone to stop that would-be breakout. They're going to play this down to DeVoe in the corner. Stone back in behind as he'll race this one to the corner with Langfels, who roughs up Hornets number 20. That was Stone, of course. Now here's a foot race. Batchelder in on goal. Batchelder protects. Slashed. Stick out of his hands.
What a gutsy call by the referee.
Oh, watch this, Bart. He got butchered.
No, I know. It's a gutsy call. A penalty's a penalty regardless of the time. But Batchelder shows some good speed, some separation. They couldn't catch up with him, but that's a good penalty right there because Batchelder in that area, that's not good for the Edina Hornets. But he lifted his stick as his defense. Deaf ears. It's going to be a power play for Eden Prairie.
Matt Harrington was pointing to center ice for the penalty shot.
It could have been, actually, because he was free and clear, and it was Williams that went around and went underneath and lifted the stick. In my day, that's a good penalty, but nowadays, that is a penalty. He's in the box. Eden Prairie with a golden opportunity to put the first goal on the board. Loudon Hogue's going to be called upon, P. Wagner.
Nothing here now. Wyatt Wurst out now to play on the blue line with the defenseman Nicholas Williams in the box, who's a big-time PK man here for the Hornets. What's going to happen here? Steves, now that's Boltman off the window, picked up by Clark, wanted to carry it. Instead turns it over at the line, and here come the Eagles back in the offensive zone. Now Brown with it. Brown is dangerous low. Riku Brown walks to the slot, knifes his way. Now it's going to be Luke Middlestat. Steves can shoot it, pad save, that one wide. Steves again. They're yelling the net's off, but the ref doesn't hear it. Back up to the line, has none of that. There's a one-timer, scores! Oh, John Middlestat lays into that one. And it's 1-0 Eden Prairie with 2:47 to go.
Well, I'm not sure Loudon Hogue even saw that one. The net was off, and everybody was crying, cheering about it. But it was just a good feed to John Middlesex in one motion. I think he went blocker side up over the shoulder of Loudon Hogue, but Pete, I don't think he saw that. There's a lot of traffic in front of him. And Edina trying to plead their case again. We got a bunch of lawyers on the ice right now, but it's a goal on the board. It's going to count, so Edina's got to get refocused. Maybe not a bad time for a timeout. I'm not trying to put the coach's hat on right now, but
that was not off. Just for those that were wondering.
Right.
2:47 to go. It's going to be a harrowing final 2:47 between these two teams. Don't forget, coming up this week, we're going to have games from the Tradition of the Park Holiday Classic. 24 total. 12 from St. Louis Park, 12 from the Pick, and then the Walser Tournament girls high school hockey here from Braemar, all at the same time. Plenty of hockey for you to choose from. Thanks for joining us here tonight. 2:27 to go in the period. Eden Prairie with a late one. I wanted overtime. We'll see if we can get it here with a late goal from Edina. I mean, it was fitting of this game.
Edina's taking some chances. The defense are floating in, looking for opportunities. But that was a good, clean goal. There's nothing wrong with that goal. John Middlestead, no stranger there. That's a 6th goal, but a bigger one, not yet this year. But Eden Prairie holding a 1-goal lead, 2:19 left in regulation time. Offensive zone face-up for the Hornets. This is where it happens, Pete.
Stone now to take the draw for Edina. We're in the corner here. Got to look and see who comes out of that. It's John Middlestead with the Eagles. Now Boltman stands up his man. Uh-oh, penalty coming up. They called that one on the Eagles, but are they taking them both?
Well, they maybe might take them both, but Boltman and Steves has really done. Oh, you spoke too soon there, Mr. Steves. He was waving at Boltman as he's going to the box, and he's going to pull him too. But this is what it's, I mean, they're very familiar with each other. They got a little thing going on all game long. I don't mind this at all, but careful when you start trying to show up your opponent.
Well, it comes down to, in the end, they don't want to. They might have been, I thought they were taking them both because when the Eagles touched the puck, they blew the whistle. So I think they were both going anyway, but we'll find out what Pat Milan's call is. 2:09 to go. It'll be 5-on-5.
Well, Bowman knew that he was going to go, so he wanted to make sure he got his money's worth. I'm not 100% sure why Steve's got that penalty. Okay.
Yeah, that was the initial penalty, and then Boltman needed to.
Well, 2 primary players for both teams off the ice in the final 2 minutes.
It's going to be played back in across the line. There's a wrist shot by Borst that was turned aside by Rosenlund under 2 minutes. We'll keep our eye on Hogue as it's 5-on-5 here. The Eagles with the late goal by John Middlestad's been the difference. That's off the glass and icing your call.
Eden Prairie just relieving a little pressure, but Edina changing lines, getting some fresh legs. But they had the Stone line out there, but now they have the Clark line out there. So Edina knows the situation, but it's going to be Dahl on the draw. And now they have Gunnar Johnson and Nicholas Williams on the point to spell the tide till Boltman can come back, if he gets a chance to come back.
Now it's Clark off the face-off win by Dahl. Cycles to Dahl, who tried to play that down low, but that was cut off. Good defensive play there. Underneath the stick of Williams. And now it's going to be Gunnar Johnson back in behind. Tyler Johnson for the Eagles bothers him. Down goes Tyler Johnson. Now it's going to be Nicholas Williams, played it ahead, but that's off the stick. Look out. Now it's going to be Dahl with it with 1:25 to go. Across the line, plays that one down. Back off a glove to the neutral zone it goes. It's going to be handled by Gunnar Johnson. Now it's the Hornets across the line. Sent back in. That by Nicholas Williams. Still watching for the Hornet goaltender. They haven't called for him yet.
Looking at the bench, too.
1:05 to go in the period. They're going Jacques Lemaire. I love it. Harding with his old bench boss hanging on till it's time. You want to have possession. I agree with that. And then if you go like he's going right now, it's a little tough because now they've got the freebie out of the zone. Borst is there, though, as he comes off the bench. That gets away from Gunnar Johnson. He plays this one ahead. Now it's going to be Clark with it. Ooh, two-hander there. Got away with that one. Gunnar Johnson lays that one in. 40 to go in the period. Be curious to see, this line's been out for a bit. The Dahl-Johnson-Clark line, if the fatigue factor comes in the waning moments, but it looks like you're going to live and die right here unless there's a whistle. Down goes Clark, picked up by the Eagles. 26 to go. Off the glass. And that's going to be Stone who's going to watch that one, but that's going to be about as good as it gets. Off the boards for Gunnar Johnson with 18 to go. Hornets forced to go back around the other side as that's going to be off the board. Stone with it now. Now it's Clark through center, gets away from one man, 9 seconds to go in the period, and the Eagles will clear at the length of the ice. We're going to have one more face-off with 4.7 to go.
And Stevenson Boltman finally out of the box. I was wondering if they're even going to get a chance, but just under 5 seconds. Still plenty of time for Edina if they can win this faceoff and put the puck toward Axel Rosalind. But even if they succeed at that, Rosalind's not an easy goalie to beat. So it looks pretty good for Eden Prairie, but they still have 5 seconds of work to do.
And of course, Edina's going to take their timeout. Going to get the rest going here.
Well, I was figuring if they got a whistle after they pulled their goalie with under a minute, any whistle, they'd call that timeout. But fortunately, just 5 seconds left. But Kurt Giles going to talk to the group and kind of just get them focused on what the plan is. Eden Prairie, they just have 5 more seconds they have to survive. But, boy, it's been a fabulous game regardless of who wins this. But Edina really kind of showed, I think, everybody something, maybe something to themselves and their coaching staff. They can play with this Eden Prairie team, pressuring the puck, controlling gaps, pacing, getting busy sticks. But Eden Prairie, that's what they do. It might not be pretty, it might not be a masterpiece, but it's very effective. And they're going to come out of here with a win if they can survive this final 5 seconds, but they certainly earned this tonight. And I think it's a good thing for Eden Prairie to go through a little duress. We've talked about this before, Pete.
Yeah, they've been scoring 4, 5, and 6 goals a game.
There's not a lot of stress, but they dealt with anxiety tonight, and they persevered and prevailed. So moving forward, this is a good thing for both squads. It's been a great hockey game.
We've got one final face-off between these two teams as the Hornet net is empty.
And they're going 4 across in front of Rosalind. So, and Jimmy Clark is a left-handed shot from the left-handed dot. So he can go right to the net, and they got some big bodies up there that are going to crash and look for second chance. Big face-off. And who do they have in for Eden Prairie with the Johnny Middlestat?
Yeah, he's just going to, I bet you $10 he's going to collapse on this thing.
If he doesn't, somebody's going to. But they're not going to let this puck get toward the net.
He's a wily veteran. Oh, and Clark gets it in on goal. In less than a second, he just drilled it in there. Wow, the freshman impressing. Wow, let's take a look at this one real quick. Oh, my word. Axel Rosalind had to be on his A game for that one.
I think Middlestat was quick enough. I think the puck just eluded his stick and went on Clark's. He tried again.
Eagles bench coaches were doing jumping jacks, wanting the timeout. All the timeout means is it gives Bart Archer a little bit more time to talk.
I don't want more time to talk. I've said what I needed to say.
Of course you do.
The superlatives are flying. I am going to, as long as I have the opportunity. But Jackson Borst, this is the best, most confident Jackson Borst I've seen. He's controlling the puck through traffic, chasing the puck down, making people chase him and defend. And this is, I'm not trying to say previously that he wasn't effective, but now he's actually a primary offensive force with possession, and that bodes well for Kurt Giles and the rest of his teammates, no question about it. And Stone's game is really amped up. I love this DeVoe, Stone, and
I go to Pergandy, and his line has been really good with Luloff.
Well, they're very heavy. Edina's not that sizable back on defense. They have some grit, but that's a very heavy line, very difficult to defend, but they've been very effective for tonight.
They wore them down quite a bit through this hockey game, and you know it's been a very tightly contested matchup here.
Pat Miley calls timeout. No, I'm kidding.
3.8 now. Clark again on the face-off. And try the same thing. He pushed that one through. Oh, there was a chance there. Played to safety of the Eagles.
How about that?
Come up with a 1-0 win as they're going to go Selly in front of the Edina faithful.
Well, they've been waiting a long time to do that. But what a big win it is for Lee Smith, all the coaches of the Eden Prairie Eagles. Still number 1, still undefeated. And they faced a harsh battle with this Edina Hornet team that played really, really well all weekend long. And think about it, P. Wagner. They gave up 1 goal in the first game, shut out the second game, gave 1 goal up to Eden Prairie, the number 1 rated team. So they gave up 2 goals in 3 games. So Edina trending the right direction. Eden Prairie just business as usual. Just another win in the column.
Yeah, it was a really good game across the board for both clubs. We thank you for joining us here tonight as the Edina Hornets, the Eden Prairie Eagles, put a wrap on another terrific Tradition Edina Holiday Classic. Thank you to Matt Harrington and our team over at the Trier Rink that hammered out 4 games today at the American Family Insurance. Boys, Catholic Boys Hockey Showcase. And then, of course, we'll have all of the Tradition in the Park stuff from Plymouth and from St. Louis Park coming up for you next week. Everybody have themselves a very Merry Christmas and a happy holidays, and enjoy yourself over the next few days. For Bart Archer, for Todd Grover, I'm Pete Wagner. Good night, everybody.